Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today I'm going to be doing probably a 5-round mock draft using the PFF mock draft simulator, and I'm going to be doing trades this time. Um, it depends a little bit on how the board falls. I'm going to say it's going to have trades, but if there's somebody there at 17, I don't know if I'm going to trade back um, in the first round. I am getting a mic in probably about a week, so the audio should start being a good amount better than this. So let's do. I'm torn between 5 and 7 rounds. Let's just do a full 7. Slower speed, full 7 rounds, especially with the PFF simulator. I probably won't know a good amount of guys in the 6th and 7th rounds, maybe even 5th round. But I think it's the Draft Network, not the Draft Network, Pro Football Network. I did their simulator today, and I just don't think it's very realistic. I was getting like Bernard Raymond in the 3rd or 4th round and stuff like that. And I think PFF, they're a little bit more accurate, especially in terms of analytics. That being said, I am going to still put it mostly towards the public board instead of PFF. Care for positional value pretty low, draft for needs a little bit higher, and a little bit more random. So let's see how this ends up. No matter what, not no matter what, I shouldn't say that. If one of the blue chip guys falls to close to the Chargers, then I could see us moving up, but already basically all the blue chip guys were off the board. Charles Cross would be the last guy who I would possibly consider moving up for, and he is slipping a little bit. I want to say Charles Cross is on the board at 13. That's really, really tough because that would be plug and play right tackle, and we would have one of the best tackle tandems in the NFL if we traded up and got Charles Cross, which is extremely tempting. I think that we have too many other holes. There's a couple of tackles in free agency who I think could address that right tackle spot. And while Charles Cross is one of the more surefire prospects in this draft, it's normally not a great idea to trade up for a non-quarterback just because it's kind of being overconfident in your evaluation of that guy. Even if you really think that this guy is a blue chip prospect, he could change your team. Historically, it's not been a great idea to trade up for 9 quarterbacks. Just look at Kenneth Murray. But being overconfident in your own evaluation and not taking everything, your entire team, roster value, not thinking about those things, it can lead you down a bad path. It is going to hurt watching Charles Cross. If he gets to within 2 picks, one of those Eagles picks, then I might have to do it. Okay, so he came off the board at 14. I would be pretty surprised if he lasted that long in the actual draft. And there's definitely still some great guys on the board. Trent McDuffie did just go. Tyler Linderbaum. Drake London at 17 personally would be a no-brainer. But let's just look at this board. We have Drake London, Devin Lloyd, who I've seen mocked to the Eagles a lot, Bernard Raymond, Jameson Williams, Andrew Booth, Chris Olave, Kenyon Green, Trayvon Walker, Trevor Penning, See, so there's a lot of guys in this little tier of late first, early second. As we get down here, Leo Chanel, Daxon Hill. Daxon Hill at 40 might be a little bit rich for me. I would see him, I guess that's close to the middle of the second round, but I see him late second. Jahan Dotson. See, a lot of these guys, I think it's not the day one value, but I think I said I'm going to do this one with trades. Even though Drake London is on the board, any other draft I would take Drake London, no brainer. He's my wide receiver one. Dude's a monster. Also, not even 21 yet. But let's just but we don't have any actual trades on the board, which I don't think will happen because we still have Sam Howell, Malik Willis, yeah, plus Desmond Ritter on their board. I think somebody like Pittsburgh will probably end up trying to trade up, possibly Bucks. They'll probably do something in the offseason. If not, the Saints might, just to make sure that nobody else jumps them to take a quarterback. So I think on actual draft day, we will have guys calling. But since we don't have any good offers, I think I'm just going to take Drake London and then try and kind of, in my head, I guess, monitor who is on the board and then possibly trade back into the first round. So Devin Lloyd going off the board there, Roger McCreary, Trayvon Walker, Andrew Booth. See, that hurts. Jahan Dotson. I wish that you could see the draft board because I'm trying to think of what corners are still on the board. Andrew Booth, Roger McCreary. I don't think none of the top 5 are still on the board. So that is the risk of, ideally we address it in some way in free agency, but it really is a top 5 guys that I'm pretty confident in. And then other than that, we could look at Daxon Hill in the second possibly, Jalen Petrie, but those are more slot corner guys. Right now in my head, I'm thinking edge, possibly, not really D-tackle, offensive tackle, I'm still thinking. Jameson Williams, Malik Willis, Darren Kennard. So right here, I'm just seeing a little stretch of QB and receivers going. So I think we're starting to get closer to that lower tier. Trading up, we'll probably have to give up that pick, and then see, I'm so bad at knowing the actual values of these picks. Maybe let's just try this one just for shits. Okay, so it said that they accepted it. Hopefully that wasn't bad value, but yeah, I think, Bernard Raymond still on the board. If he's still here into round 2, I think the value is there. We have bigger needs on defense, but building on a strength, especially when you have Justin Herbert, whether or not Mike Williams walks, if he does walk, bringing Drake London, future wide receiver 1 for the next decade, bringing in who I'm probably going to end up taking in Bernard Raymond. There's a lot of other guys that I like on the board, and I'm probably going to try and trade up again and around pick 45 to 50, but he's ranked 15th on PFF draft boards. Average draft position is 31st. Turn on the AC. It's hot as shit in here. But super loading the offense with Drake London, Bernard Raymond, right tackle of the future. Hopefully, I think he can be at least competent in year one. Definitely an upgrade from Storm Norton. My goodness. So we're definitely going to have to address the defense with the rest of this draft, but getting wide receiver one of the future and a right tackle. We'll still possibly get a guard or a depth tackle. Arnold Epiketti comes off the board, Daxton Hill, Kingsley, and Nagbear. Ooh, Jamari. So, yeah, a little run on edge right there. Logan Hall, Devontae Wyatt, Zion Johnson. So, Travis Jones is still on the board. This is our original pick, so I feel like we should try and get that one back. Darian Kendrick, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not picking him. So let's try and trade back up. That's a pretty big jump, so let's see what this can do. I'll just throw that in, I guess. No, let's try this. So trade not accepted. Now let's just try that. Okay, so that got through. And we're probably going to end up... See, I just want to keep trading back up into this range because I think that there's difference makers in this range between Jalen Petrie, who's for sure my top 10 corners. I want to say he was maybe 8, but he would be a plug and play, for sure slot corner, hybrid safety. I like Daxton Hill a little bit more. Sky Moore I like. We already got Drake London. And we need to address the defense. Brian Asamoah, I like. Leo Chanel, I like. Travis Jones, I like. Kyler Gordon, I really like here. So we went Bernard Raymond and Drake London. Here, I think we're going to go either Brian Asamoah, Travis Jones, or Kyler Gordon. Or Jalen Petrie, honestly, for the value. Jalen Petrie, Brian Asamoah. Brian Asamoah, I want to see, he has a similar size, weight, speed. Kind of checks out a little bit like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from last year's draft. Yeah, 6'1", 228, redshirt junior. He did remind me of, I mean, it's a lazy comp a little bit, but the same play style, body type for a linebacker is there. Travis Jones, arguably the biggest need currently is that defensive interior. I can also argue cornerback, though. I really am torn. Jalen Petrie, Travis Jones, or Kyler Gordon. Kyler Gordon, most upside. And Travis Jones or Kyler Gordon. I might just fucking... I shouldn't say that on here. I will probably just edit this part out. Travis Jones, Kyler Gordon. See, I'm just like you guys. Debating. Who would I rather have at pick 50? Travis Jones or Kyler Gordon? We can't go into the year next year with just Asante Samuel, Michael Davis, and nobody else. We can't have Tavon Campbell starting. Hopefully we can get somebody, but I feel more sure of getting average depth pieces through free agency at defensive interior than at corner. So I'm going to go Kyler Gordon. I want to say 2-time Bruce Feldman's Freaks List member at pick 50. And I might Najee Sanders, Trey McBride, Bruce, Brees Hall. Josh Jobe. See, oh, we don't have another pick for 60 picks. That is a problem doing this. So Martin Emerson, Travis Jones is still on the board though, and it's the first pick. If we went 119 and our 7th rounders, obviously this is not going to be what happens on draft day, but as a way to sort of hack the system, make it interesting. Can we even get to pick 65? Yes, we can. Oh boy, Jalen Petre's still on the board too. Brian Asamoah, but I think we gotta go Travis Jones. There's some decent linebackers still on the board. Honestly, well, yeah, a good amount of linebackers, tackles, not much from the edge class. Boye Mafe, I like, but I think we gotta go. Boy, Brian Asamoah in the 3rd would be nice, but we gotta go Travis Jones. That's who I traded up for. And see, that's the problem of not being able to trade back with that first round pick, because then you don't have the extra second or extra third that you can use more freely to trade back up into the second. So it didn't really work out how it actually would in the draft if we did trade back. I would want us to try and trade back up into that tier of late first round. Honestly, it kind of starts mid to late first round to the first 20 picks of the second round. I feel like they're all pretty close and we can get a lot of quality starters. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Wow, Brian Asamoah just went. But if we did trade back at pick 17 to, let's just say, I don't want to say Steelers are at 20, if we trade back to 20 or a little bit farther to the Bucs pick, took either a receiver like Treylon Burks or Andrew Booth, whoever's there, I'd want to trade back up into close to the top of the second round with the picks that we got. So if we could come away with Andrew Booth, possibly a tackle like Bernard Raymond, possibly a receiver like, I don't know how high you guys are in Sky Moore. I got to talk to you guys about that, but Sky Moore or Jahan Dotson, if he's there, I think that just maximizing that tier of players I'm a fan of. That didn't really work out in this class just because nobody wanted to trade back. But we're still going to end up with I think a pretty good draft class. We have 2 picks remaining. Wow, Cordero Fly just went in the 7th. That would be, talk about value. So, I mean, just cause I'm probably going to take Matt Ariza. Dude, you guys got to look at his highlights. Just monster leg. Other than that, don't recognize most of these guys. Possibly took a corner, defensive interior, wide receiver tackle. So with this pick, we have back-to-back picks. I'm going to go Matt Ariza. I know if I traded away this many picks, we need more depth than this, so we wouldn't actually take Matt Ariza. But in this scenario, we are. So let me look at the edge real quick. Don't think I recognize either one of those guys. Interior O-line. This dude is... Why do I feel like I've heard of Nick Ford, but not Luke Fortner? We're probably going to go with this guy just because high on PFF's draft board. and it's the 7th round. Cornerback. Let's look at linebacker as well. Nobody really here. I'm sure I'm gonna get crap for saying nobody here. You guys are gonna be like, this guy's actually 10th on my draft board. But Marquand McCall. So I think we're going to finish off this draft with Luke Fortner, kind of just as a depth piece. Probably not a day one right guard for us, but always need depth. Average play at the offensive line positions. I wish that this would load, but we went Drake London in the first, Bernard Raymond in the second, at the top of the second, and then we went Kyler Gordon, and then Travis Jones. So 2 offense and 2 defense. I think really the key with being able to game the draft or do what all of us want to do with a mock draft simulator, the key is getting that first initial bunch of picks by trading back in the first round, because even if you trade back in the second round, you might get a next year third, maybe next year second or something, maybe a this year third, which can still be good, but traded back in the first, you just get so many more valuable picks, even though you're not really dropping down any tiers, so it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so this just is not going to load. I guess. I was floored, that Charles Cross lasted that long. Yeah, Steelers and Saints both went quarterback. Bucks added a receiver, and then we traded up, got Bernard Raymond. Stuck at our pick, got Kyler Gordon, or no, traded back up to get Kyler Gordon, who really could for sure be a day one slot guy, but possibly play on the outside as well. Travis Jones at the top of the third. There's still a good amount of guys that I like at the top of the third. It is starting to get pretty thin here, though. Like Channing Tindall, I like. Jalen Tolbert, I like for the third round. Alec Pierce, Max Mitchell, Leo Chanel. Basically, we have a lot of, I don't know, what is it, 6 picks in the 6th and 7th round. I'm interested in converting a couple of those into moving up in the 4th or 5th round into the 3rd round, maybe. I think we need a little bit more high-end talent at a few key positions. Yes, we still need depth, but we also have a crap ton of cap space, so we can build depth in the offensive line, in the defensive interior, with veterans, guys who you know what you're getting. But I want to chase ceilings and I want to chase upside with these picks this year, just to try and get a diamond in the rough or hit a home run in the 2nd or 3rd round with a guy, because that can be the difference between, we're chasing a Super Bowl. We got Justin Herbert on a rookie contract, and that cap hit is only going to be super favorable for 2 more years, and then still pretty nice for that 3rd year, but it's really 2 more years of the window, and trading back and then trading back up, I think, is the best thing to do, unless a blue chip talent falls to us at 17. But I'll probably try and I'll do a Pro Football Network mock draft with trades. I think they allow trades at some point, possibly this week. that one is just going to be kind of stacked. It's going to be very, very stacked just because their big board is pretty funny, especially compared to PFF, who hopefully you guys know about by now. But I will see you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, subscribe. I think I'm at 9 subscribers now, so thank you to those of you who have subscribed. My last couple of mock drafts have been getting a lot of views, but my position breakdowns, which I put way more work into, have like 15 to 20 views and no comments or 1 comment. So I guess people are thirsty for mock drafts. I might start doing some other NFL teams mock drafts, and for sure at some point within the next 2 weeks. I'm pretty busy with school. I go to LSU. I've said that so many times on my channel, but I'm pretty busy with school this week. But I want to get a full Chargers off-season video recorded and planned out. That one's going to take me a lot of time and a lot of work, so be on the lookout for that one. But I think that video could be pretty good. It'll probably be the best video that I've made because that should be around the time that I'm getting my mic as well. But that's enough of me talking. I'll see you guys in the next video.